12 years ago, 15 years ago, when beauty was, Lakme was, for example, a brand for beauty, and there were many other brands that had come, L'Oreal and so on. And beauty was rarefied, so the representation of this beautiful girl who was made up was somebody you looked at. And there was a distance between the gaze of the person looking at and this girl who was posing in this very beautiful fashion. And I think what Nykaa really did was to cut that distance of someone watching and seeing somebody who has been made up and so on, to actually doing it yourself. And it was remarkable because that was the time when social media was just beginning to explode. And women were taking to Facebook initially and then later Instagram, where they were putting themselves up. And Nykaa collaborated in that. It showed the ordinary woman how she could look more beautiful. In fact, I remember during COVID, they actually ran several pieces of content on how to make up for Zoom. And there were, and content and community. These were the two major pillars on which Nykaa just went hammer and tongs, reaching out to young women about how they could use makeup, how they could start looking beautiful, how it was no longer just a film star that they saw or a model that they saw. They themselves had access to that kind of beauty. They could start looking like that and become stars of their own life and truly become the Nykaas of their own life. A lot of brands come to Nykaa first. A lot of international brands come to Nykaa first because the content Nykaa creates for their brand is sometimes far better than the content the brands themselves have. And I think for an Indian market where there is so much to be understood about this category, and I think, this expectation that everybody knows what a BB cream is, or everybody knows what some rice water face mask is I think the beauty industries put these impossible standards upon women and men that they are supposed to know all of this. So I think Nykaa, that's really why a lot of brands come to Nykaa, because they actually talk to the Indian consumer as their friend and as their coach. Earlier, if you saw a representation of a mascara, right, you would have these wonderful eyelashes and you'll have this pack of mascara and this beautiful girl as the communication. But Nykaa actually showed how to apply it, and therefore how can you use it. And therefore, a lot of the communication that Nykaa did was about how to and make the product accessible. And it wasn't just about how to use it, but with what do I use it? What is my look like? How can I get a look of this kind, and so on. So there was so much that Nykaa did, which started building this out. I think that was really its largest pillar,